Like, let's not be that streamer. Hello, 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 everybody. I am Manji Dragonfly. Welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney. I just remembered I can use the controller for this game. I need to find my controller now. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Alright. I have my controller. I'm ready now. I guess I'll need to click on that. Alright. Let's get back into it. And hopefully today... Yes, there we go. We got PS4 buttons now. Big thanks to Jake for shooting me the little mod link for PS4 buttons. Anyway, one thing I wanted to talk about, because I've been spending the last week thinking about all the evidence and stuff and trying to figure out this case on my own. There was one thing that does really bother me about the evidence we've got right now. So, like, this is presumably a picture of, this is presumably supposed to be a picture of Miss Brett's dinner, the steak dinner, but I mentioned it before, it really seems, yeah, the placement of the dinner definitely makes it very much seem like it was, John H. Wilson's dinner, which probably wouldn't, I don't know, at first that didn't sound too off to me. Like, of course they like tried to move the plate to make it look more like it was his dinner, but now we know that the dude's got a burn mark on his hand from that very same plate. That bothers me a lot more now. Like, I'm presumably no one's going to, presumably that picture was taken very close after the body was discovered. They probably just, like, I don't know how much setup they really did, but, like, if the plate was that screaming hot that it left, like, that good of a burn on the dude's wrist, apparently it's supposed to be, like, pretty severe burns. I don't know, that makes it sound a lot more, that's a lot less implausible that someone would just, like, you know, take the plate and move it over to his side to sell the illusion. And the way that, like, mark is, like, positioned on the wrist, where it's, like, kind of pointing down, but on the plate, it's, like, pointing, you know, like, to the left. Like, he can't just have his, like, arm, like, splash out across the table from, like, splash out, like, all across the table to Miss Brett to, like, die, right? He have to, like, the way his wrist would have to land on the emblem there, that makes me lean a lot more towards this actually is John H. Wilson's lunch, which doesn't make sense. The dude did dental stuff, right? Could he really have just been, like, foregoing the doctor's orders, or not even the day the professor was killed? Distraction with the use of anesthesia. Distraction? Yeah, tooth fat. Wait, is this still the same? This sounds like just before we went for lunch, Dr. Wilson had to have a decayed tooth removed. But we used laughing gas so we couldn't feel anything. The latest medical advancement in the West. Yes, I've heard people talking about this new idea of anesthetic. Possible to imagine not being able to feel pain, though. Fortunately, I know the end from whoever wrote this. If we were drinking other than water for 3 hours post-procedure. I find myself wondering... I mean, it is for John Wilson's, but I'm wondering if it's possible that, even though the report card is supposed to be for John Wilson, maybe Miss Brett was the one who actually got the surgery. Maybe Miss Brett and Wilson are actually relatives of some type? A daughter, probably? The girl does not want to be in Japan anymore. She clearly is not in love with the place. Maybe she never bothered to get, like, the proper, maybe she never bothered to get the proper channels for, like, insurance and stuff set up, or maybe she just never bothered to get it because she wasn't really interested in learning the language and couldn't read it all that well, so when she needed a tooth removed, perhaps she needed her maybe father to, foot the bill and put it on his records? Maybe? I feel like that would completely, like, fly in the face of everything we worked hard to prove, but, that's one of the only things I can think of. That's one of the only things I can think of that's been bothering me so far. In any case, we need to actually do this mob cross-examination a bit more right. You think so, but this time instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then, I wonder what Cosmo's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Looks like Miss Brett her last statement again. Right.
Yes!
Blah, 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 blah. Here, what do you mean by that? Still the same.
Wait.
Okay. Yes, there it is! His reaction is just the same as before. Why? Until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. Things are very different now. This testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? People actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. Ever. When they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost his own thoughts. I'm gonna take out my sword for this moment. Time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. By moving the marker left and right with those buttons! These buttons I'm shooting into your brain, Ryunosuke. Do you see the buttons? You can turn your attention to other people in the stand. By looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with X. Cross. Which do you prefer, Ryunosuke? Do you say X or do you say cross, Ryunosuke? You can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. You ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand? Take a good look around. Alright then, so first they should move the marker across with left and right D-pad. Is this right, Kazuma? Focus on the detective. Pursue him with X, see what's on his mind. So you say X, Ryunosuke. Here we go! Exactly. She's even the investigation takes a different direction. Vital evidence may be lost. Okay, that took a little bit to... I guess I have to wait for the animation to play out? So...
Excuse me!
Excuse me! Yeah! What the... What's the meaning of... I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. Really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. You looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. I mean, he was kind of shit-talking his work, in a way. If there's something you'd like to say, please, share with the court.
Objection!
Say all this! What's the meaning of this? It's a delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over, immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Friedowski, please! Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Dr. Hosonaga? Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes. I don't mind. I'd like to speak. Speak! The lady is right. The country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. Preserving evidence, you see. Wait, so I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Crime scene thief? Don't worry, man. You have a good future ahead of you. If nothing else, you can teach up-and-coming crime scene thieves like a little spear medium at large. Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touch a nerve there. Take this, for example. Is that? This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. Yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. You can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. Time is coming. I guarantee it. Can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Carbonated water the victim and Miss Brett shared on the day of the murder was on the victim's table. Brett. Hold on one moment there, Judgy. I want to look at this bottle. What's it say? Labels written in a foreign language I don't recognize. Cursive. You know what it says, Kazuma? I can totally still hit X even when I'm not tabbed on the game. Interesting. I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's why I was asking. Go to France and ask. Just go to France to find out about this water. Oh shoot, I just remembered something I wanted to do. Just remembered something I really wanted to do. Give me one moment. Need to quickly... The background again. Background again. A layer blue than that. Oop. Wrong button. I mean, that's not really a... whatever. That's fine. That's fine as it is. That should be fine, I think. You could just say you don't know. Is there anything inside the bottle? Like a card. A playing card, specifically. Does that carbonate water's the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had? Looks like there's a little left in the bottle. Though it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm actually parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. Ryanosuke, no! That's the evidence! No, Ryanosuke! You can't do that! One thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Are you sure about that? Are you sure he can't just go around drinking evidence and or eating glass bottles? How about eating glass bottles? Oh no, you're right. You don't know what might be inside, do we? You never cease to amaze me, Ryanosuke, in more ways than one. Wonder, could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I may have just worked something out. I think possibility. Right, she almost certainly poisoned the guy. I want to look into the bottle. I want to pour the contents out. The water. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I must pour the water out. Water is stuck. Is that closed? I can't tell. Cursed fancy water. This Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. The inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem.
Yes!
Let me try pressing this again. Without leaving a trace. Was shot or strangled or stabbed or thrown from a height. Alright, you want some other way a person's life can be taken without leaving a trace?
Yes!
What's this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Order! 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 Yeah, and on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you!
Objection!
Show those eyes. This is outrageous. It's just such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only just signed the core friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty? I know that this is another thing that's been really catching me up, and the whole reason I even, thought, big thing that I've been thinking about, I know that we've been taking great pains to talk about how, oh, the treaty, it just got done. We can't have an Englishman being murdered by an Englishwoman on our soil. We just gotta throw up, the first Japanese kid that happened to be there. But, is it really that big of a deal to England if, some random Englishwoman murdered an Englishman on Japanese soil? That's another thing I've been thinking about. I'm wondering if maybe Brett is a lot more important than we know. This whole thing is a big, closed doors military trial. That seems a little extreme. I know they've been trying to explain it away, but I'm wondering if maybe Brett isn't just some random Englishwoman. Maybe she's actually, a fiancé or something to, another much more important Englishman. Maybe someone that she married a while back, got dragged along to Japan by her father, hates it there, and now she's okay, I want him gone. So we can go back, and then when the real important Englishman finds out about this, maybe we have to kind of flee the country and join up with our good friend Kazuma to work alongside him, since, we are the ones defending ourselves here. Maybe? I don't know. This is all just the stuff that's been coming to my head when you give me a week off to think about these sorts of things.
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. You're here to determine the truth. Him, if I may. I will silence you forever for this disgraceful talk! It's you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady, let me curl up like a shrimp. Where'd that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. Sorry, my lady, to what are you referring? I describe your police force as inferior. No matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, Inspector. And whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? You've forgotten what my guiding principle is already. I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it! Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And? What'd you find, Inspector? There were tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. It wouldn't be in the bottle, it would be in the glass. I imagine they also tested Wilson's glass, but did they test Miss Brett's glass? She took great pains to steal that glass away, but... What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. Ah! Hello there, Ganmas. Thank you for dropping by and lurking. Hope you're doing well today, Ganmas. Very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. I'm so sure. This can't be right. Doing good things. Very good to hear. Oh no! Everything falls into place as if he was poisoned. Okay, good. The button prompts did change back. That's very nice. Thank you, Counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. I suppose that's another thing that I've been really wondering about. That's one I haven't quite come up with an answer with yet. The dude almost certainly died of poison, but then what was it, the gunshot? People definitely heard a bang. And the dude still had a gunshot wound in his chest, or at least something that looked very much like one. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. Done for. Gotta be an answer to all these questions. Court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Hosanaka, you stole the glass from her bag too, right? Please? Kazuma? Sorry, Inosuke. I have nothing more. You're going to jail! Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Lurk away! Cage that bird!
Hold it!
Who said that? Please, wait. Isn't that... What exactly is your name? What's the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotaba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikotaba? Sorry for accusing your dad in that one timeline that totally does not exist anymore. My darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. In her hand, she carried a small package, wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. The glass? Please tell me it's the glass. To be continued! Excuse? of November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom number 2. Well, I understand you were the judicial defense, but why the sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ha! A judicial assistant? That woman know what— Excuse me, Ayuchi! Rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Wow! Reminder, this does take place in the 1900s? Yeah, this is definitely closer to the sort of thing I was expecting. Time period, piece or not. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl! This trial has already been concluded. You smug ass. Cannot wait to watch your face drop for the last time in this court. 5 minutes. I'll not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency! Shut up! I am most grateful. Who exactly are you? Sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? In English. Oh no, English! Giselle Brett's research. Englishwoman's? After trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical factory and borrowed this paper. Borrowed this paper! Are you our Maya? Are you our Maya for this game? I'm down for that. I'm down for that. You're my new best friend. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Dew is poisoned, almost certainly. No. No, of course not. Special characteristics of Curar and its effect on human stuff. Isn't Curar... Wasn't that like a paralyzing type of poison? Curar? What's that? I never heard that word before. Time's up! Prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the court. Get out of here, boomer! There's too little time for me to read in detail. I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. I think it could be valuable. Please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you! Dale's report. Detailing an unknown poison that Miss Brett had been researching during her time at Yume University. Goodbye then. Good luck. We'll miss you, Maya. Maya. Had long enough, counsel. Cannot detain our English guests any longer. You can be detained as long as I need to look at this report. Poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. Hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occurs when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Whose ability to render a human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body of paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. Nothing else that definitely proves that she knows about the poison. Knows about its effects. I still find myself wondering, though, about the gunshot and why it definitely seemed like Wilson was the one eating the food. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but... The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Inosuke, we're out of options here. It really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. I know, that's why I must save once again. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation. I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. Shove off! I'll politely decline. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat this as an order. Sit your pre-ass down and get ready for the evidence. Said many times before, but Japanese language makes no sense. Apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? This book!
Yes!
Mr. Sylvierchii, we understand you were staying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps, with deadly poison. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel? Toxin known as Curar, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What? What complete utter nonsense! Curar, you say? I've never even heard of it. wouldn't have done. What? What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Kirar before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct! Means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they never identify Kirar. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. Why? Order, order, order! Council, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Kirar has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. Seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? The report states that it's produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. It's first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with Kirar suffer instant death. Isn't that about to sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection!
Trumpery! These aspirations are utter trump... What the hell? Aspirations are utter trumpery! To start with, the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison. He would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed. That's true. You say that, Inspector. Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. Don't remember anything like that either. Didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress. Evidence that Kirar was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. Terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. With a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. Full explanation is extremely unpleasant. Poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. After a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? He didn't... Well, he died of poison, but more specifically, suffocation. In other words, the actual cause of death, suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous! The observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. For the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly Kirar poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? Here's two unknown poison for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense! If I may. All these facts! You think you're so clever! You must be talking. We do love it when not paying gets told to shut up. It is you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady, let me shrimp. So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another Oz hard work and then that's the result as if you discovered them? That's not the point here, lady! I'm appalled! What a loathsome act! Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. It really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
You say all this! None of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. If you have some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules! Sir, Japan is not the center of the universe, I'll have you know. I know there's plenty of Atlas games and other Japanese games that very much like to paint Japan as the center of the world, but that is not the case, sir. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. Can I borrow that bottle for a moment? She's gonna swig it down. She's gonna swig it down because it's not in the bottle, it's in her glass. Or the glass she stole. Well, yes, I don't see why not? Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Jesus Christ, lady. Sorry. An Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. Time for the games to end. Cheers! Wait! What are you doing? No sparkle left at all. Appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness, whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no curare. Bottle was clean, is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. Of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. I should like to be excused now, please. I have given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Ah, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. When it end like this? This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. You fool! So how did she... Did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. You flip your thinking around, man! You gotta learn the Ace Attorney special! Flip your thinking! I suppose if nothing else, it's a little Far Eastern charade. We'll make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. In London, she says. She's definitely planning on fleeing the country after this. She was probably already... I keep saying... I really do think that, like, the whole reason she killed Wilson was because for some reason she was beholden to stay in Japan with him. Now that he's gone, I don't know, that's... We'll find out. This is what we're here to find out, I suppose. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? There can't have been. Otherwise she was killed over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke! All the clues now! A bottle of water! You're a fool! There's no poison in the bottle! As I thought! There is no poison in that bottle! What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now! Sometimes your unadulterated naivete really astounds me. Sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Till it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. So is that what this color is supposed to represent? Wait, excuse me! was a guileless ending to a promising line of inquiry count. Shove off! But you will be penalized. Ugh, the trial is poisoned. There has to have been. Gilbert did procure our poison as Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. Serious.
Objection!
Fool! Are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw... Purging the water from it? That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? We can think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If that's truly intends to assert this claim, I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water unscathed? I mean, it said it had to be administered through a wound. I guess it's not unheard of for stuff that can, like, that can not get into a person by drinking it.
Yes!
Answer this riddle. It's right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
Not a valid explanation. No? After all, we don't speak English. The reports utter gibberish. If you young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest. I'm just reading Susan's notes. I concur. The report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. We'll direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. The section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle. Wait, which part was it again? Special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this Kirar poison. It's left me curious about something. Oh, counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. At least the heads of the arrows that they shoot whatever prey they're hunting. We've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. It's a plate, please. Yeah, I totally got caught in the trap. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. Surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. But gracious, counsel! No, that would be madness! I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. Poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? See, that makes sense. That explains why the dude's got a gunshot wound in him. He needed to get wounded somehow, but... Yes, to mention that particular detail seems a little strange to me, though. A bullet laced with the Kirar poisoning? Well, it makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. Kirar enters the body through an open wound. It has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poison effects whatsoever. What? Brett, you authorized this research. You knew Kirar's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling, missile. It does move! Rapscallion! I knew it! The bird's alive! Well, Ryunosuke, turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. If we minus the fact we just don't pay attention to the fact that you totally screwed up before. It's fine. It's fine. You get 4 mistakes and then you're out. Really? Me? Lawyer?
Objection!
Oh, all this poison talk is fascinating, sure. But now let's see how possible. No, ill-bred little puppy is a new toy to play with. The facts he read in a book. I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic is a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw? Even your brain has managed to deduce Kirara is safe to ingest. These likely its effects are neutralized by the sick nature of the gastric succus. Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? Where are they? Ryunosuke, please. Well, this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? That's right. Now we're back to the whole, like, he had to have been shot somehow. We're gracious. It's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a gunshot wound. Obviously, if she was just going to shoot him. Order! Order in the court! Order! Logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest... Yes, this Kirara poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you can understand something as simple as that. What? Ah, Chrome. This is blowing up inside me. I've never felt like this before. Sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. So intense. Almost rage-like. More than anything else. Animalistic desire. Take down my prey.
Objection!
Oh! I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett! How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Also, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know, the poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Kirara? Good question. There's some type of wound on him.
Take that!
Oh! Nope. Not good enough. Sorry, Counsel. The slipshot manner in which you've tossed evidence before the court does not inspire confidence. Huh? Listen, Ryunosuke. No need to overthink this. We know the Kirara's toxic effect only comes into play when the poison enters the body via a wound. Wait, so that can only mean when Dr. Wilson drank his glass of water, he must have had a wound somewhere to let the poison in. The anesthetic, the tooth. Exactly. We need some evidence that would prove the professor had a wound inside his mouth. Right. Right. God. Good job, Manji. We're proud of you.
Take that!
As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there's a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. Fatal difference? I was too caught up in thinking that maybe Miss Brett was the one who had the operation after all. As if Professor Kirara only fell when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking poisoned water? Died! Yes, the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already. You were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Ah! That's it. Use that knowledge to orchestrate this. Why, though? Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. Childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy, you'll find out soon enough. What is she doing now? See, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. That's literally destruction of evidence. That is a crime, miss! Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. By you! No! What is it? What just happened? Englishwoman, she just smashed that bottle! In the Supreme Court! What terrible blunder! Officer, what are you waiting for? Let them as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once! You're wasting your time. The delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully, with neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this! You can trump the bench and shout as much as you like, little. Thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle or not. You. Let's not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady? That's right. Really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The professor was sitting with his back to me. Of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front, the little schoolboy, is... No! You killed the victim that day, using Curar! Then in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime! You waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime! What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. Hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly! As you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable! How could this be happening? We had her! But now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed the evidence was obscene! Ryunosuke! Yes? Come this far, but now you can finish it. What do you mean? Lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. There ain't clues for us to use now. We can still look at the vial, by the way. Vital evidence destroyed. Look at all this vital evidence that's now sitting on the ground in pieces. It must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were one thing you could really depend upon. Yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. Think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. I saw, I felt every color. Huh? That's not right. I'm wearing the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Actually, Cosmo, I think I might have something. Back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then! Wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence! Alright! I can't wait! It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Niggling? What the... how you pronounce that? My friends could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. I'm gonna look up that word real quick. A slight but persistent annoyance, discomfort, or anxiety. Okay, interesting word choice. Not one I plan on using anytime soon. It has to be somewhere. That shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been. Not super confident in myself anymore. Obviously there's blood sitting right there.
Take that!
There's something that looks like blood. Naga, answer me this! Yes, what is it? Ugh, he's still miles away. He's thinking about that bottle being smashed. I've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the play of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute! Where are you going with this, little boy? Just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown this photographic print with my own eyes that day. I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on. It was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened after you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The steak is almost directly behind the victim. I also shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front. There's no way that blood of the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes. The blood to have made it onto the plate implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. It means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett, I beg your pardon.
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense! The court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? He's got the plate too, right? Don't give it to her. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. Took it, meat and all. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you've been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. Wait. I did it all in the name of justice! That the sergeant had been eating? Wait. Sergeant? We can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. Must examine it now. Inspector, what we should examine the plate on the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The state. Well, what about the blood? There's blood? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector. The blood, man! Show the court! Of course. Having the play at your leisure. No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no! That's impossible! No, I saw it. I'm sure of it. Did you get to that too? Right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. Oh. When I'm becoming expression, little boy. Control your bird, ma'am. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ah! Piss. I can agree more. The case of this disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. Let's pretend that courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. I do promise to do my best to forget all about when it's over. Ha! This starry looking snake reveals the facts all too clearly. If the starry looking excuse wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Don't mind if I do. The meal Miss Brett ordered for lunch was removed from the victim's table after the incident. I thought I saw she was a figment of my imagination? That sure is some meat. Huh? What the world is this? I think it's a Koban. What? The Koban coin? Excuse me? I thought yes and no. The hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? The sergeant also ordered a beef steak. You idiot! You gave us the sergeant's meal! Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. Or of crows before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bullion and... Goo-senpai! Bullion? Bullion? Bullion and bullion. Okay. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means unbelievable. Forgot that the sergeant also had beefsteak. Certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cup of meat. From the Hoei era, too. That make it really quite valuable. Well, marinating in the juices as well, look! What, you thinking of eating it? No! The next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke. Kobana coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. I mean, might as well look at everything. Emblem on the side of the plate. Is that a cat? Ryunosuke. It's a cow, obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beef steak. Seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware. It's a symbol of La Carnival, is it? Sit now! I've lost! Ryunosuke, not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Did this plastic reveal any other clues at all? I mean... Excellency, please wait! Plate beef is hiding another clue! Another clue that will reveal its shocking truth!
Objection!
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak! Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I'll not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. Sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I'll not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. See, the newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. I just hope I didn't fall for another trap. As for the defense, you now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Under the beef! Seriously, no way to, like, just fast forward through this? This especially is, like, very slow. It's like I can't even just, like, mash through this like I can with other red text.
Got it!
Good gracious! That's... Koban? What on earth? Boy, Arrow wanted that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life! I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it!
Objection!
I don't see how this is relevant. A coin underneath the meat? Simply by a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction!
Objection!
That's bullshit and you know it! Don't be absurd! You're supposed to leave this happen by accident in the kitchen? Or oh wait, Koban just happens to be hidden underneath this piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now! Right, it can't be a coincidence. Surprise, there's been more than one crime that day. Your Excellency? Yes, Counsel? Or oh wait, Koban just happened to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give him my lawyer job right— You don't have a lawyer job!
Objection!
Oh, me, don't let us stop you! I invited you anyway!
Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it's you who is irrelevant. You know, I'm the one on trial here. Point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. Only the Koban that was found underneath the beef steak. Old man!
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be Antique dealer and owner of Rasute, Kiryu Kurikuta-san. Kiri, as in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable! Lady, you have not seen the worst of it. Not by a long shot. Honestly, I'm having trouble figuring out, like... I'm trying to figure out if these names have, like, any funny, like, pun meanings behind them, like a normal Ace Attorney game, or if we're going by different rules since things seem to be not exactly translated and localized the same way as a regular Ace Attorney game. I mean, like I said before, they're referring to, our new protagonist, Ryosuke Naruhodo, by, well, Naruhodo instead of right. I mean, I get the setting. It really does make me wonder, like, about the puns, because I've been thinking, and, like, one guy that, like, caught my eye in that regard was the sergeant himself, Iesa Nosa, which makes me immediately think, yes sir, no sir. And I really do wonder how much, if that was, like, intentional, or if that's just something that only I see. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency! I remember him saying that he was up to something with this Koban coin when it happened. Exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested in me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed! The Hoyer Koban! My prize coin! This Hoyer Koban? You mean to tell me—
Objection!
No! Please, why would Kurikuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beef steak and his plate? It makes no sense!
Yes!
It doesn't make sense, does it? That's why I'm asking you to bring Kurikuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him! Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. No moment's delay! I believe we've come back round to that pair again. I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that we chase down the real significance of this Koban, find as a key element in the case. Bringing them both back, huh? I don't think Iesa Nosa's very happy about this. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Ayada? Ido Nosa? Also, dinner time, isn't it still like the late afternoon? My son's belly is empty, he's faster than a pack of wolves! I can totally see that with his runny nose. Please stop. Led by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. Sudden sound this Rasute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Kurikuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban? Ah! Oh my! The knife's in his boots! Sir! Are you okay? I know you're a thief, but that seems rough. Look at your kid. They're concerned. Yes, that's it. The one. The very exact one that is. There is splendid, splendiferous how I treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. Can't be. As I thought. Young man! In lie this decrepit old fool! Put me out of my misery! Where? Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. Found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my whole treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing! Excuse me. Did I say something? Yes, of course! Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. And yes, that's right. This is your undercover operation. Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. That was what he was undercover for? Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. That's why you were sent undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there's a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place is already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the person who stole Hikari Kudo-san's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is this despicable scoundrel that stole Hikari Kudo-san's Koban hidden under the stake? Yes, sir! No, sir!
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you! Sergeant, yes or no, sir? What? How? How dare you, you monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was I! It was the baby! What? Dad of the year right here, folks! I know it's the mastermind behind all this! Who puts the blame for your crimes on your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa! Dad of the year. Nippon! Imperial Army! Sergeant E.S. Nosa! Preparing to stand down the Serene Court, sir! Mustache is ruined. Do any of you know the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? No sign of the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. I've heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son! That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? This is heaving with money! Every 3 days I'd go there and do Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target! And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time! Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his Koban. Yes, sir. It was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. Veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the stake I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot. Knew that the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, and he finished. I know too. I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I sent it under the stake. Hoping I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. ridiculous. I'm leaving. So you carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett? Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. No! Idiot! Do you get it? I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. No, shove off. You get out. You're not necessary. You see, gentlewoman, please be excused, your excellency. Indeed. The theft of the coal bomb was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It certainly appeared to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Like a coin or a lump of meat. Sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness! Very well. All questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered. I see no further justification for detaining her. Brett, you are free to leave. Thank you, your excellency. Good luck, everyone. No, you stay there! Stay your pretty ass down and give me the real steak! And good day. Inosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... Think about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly... I think she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. But it didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later. If you don't call up now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it!
Oh. Wait, Miss Brett! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'm not afraid. I'd like to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new stupid nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? You coin or a lump of meat. Sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. For picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Wait, the fork. Yes, I'm right. She sits there exposing an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to see evidence, counsel. Brett's words truly are contradictory. Where is the evidence to prove it? No, wait. I think... I'm not confident. It's the thing. I think there actually is, like, juices. Good morning, Jake. How you doing there? I know you guys keep saying that it was long, but this has definitely been more than I had been expecting. I thought for sure we were going to, like, nail her on the crime, but... Oh, man. Also, I think you've missed a whole bunch of, like, my, much earlier, theory sharing. Long as fuck. Yeah, I can definitely see that now. I thought for sure. I feel like I'm not even close to the end yet. I felt like going into this I was like close to the end, but now I'm like getting a lot less sure. gotta be talking about picking up the steak and eating it without a knife and fork, but... Damn, missed the Manji theories. Ugh. We'll have to catch the VOD for that later, but... Well, I think I can summarize all my theories I've had really quickly. So my biggest thing, the biggest thing that, like, really tripped me up was the fact that the steak is very clearly at, John H. Wilson's side of the table. So I had the theory that maybe, like... And, like, it seems impossible, like, it's impossible... I thought it was impossible that someone would move the steak because we already established that, the plate was hot enough that, like, it left a severe burn on the dude's wrist. So I was thinking that maybe he actually was eating the steak. That maybe, like, maybe the medical record was actually for... Well, I mean, it has the dude's name on it, but Miss Brett hates Japan. Probably didn't quite have 100% language 100% down pat. Maybe just didn't feel like going through, like, the insurance and the setup and all that. So maybe when she needed a tooth removed, John H. Wilson had to, do it on his own thing, which led me to believe that maybe the two were, like, related, like a father-daughter type of thing, which might explain why Miss Brett got dragged along to Japan, since she clearly hates the place. But I think that theory has been kind of thrown out the window, given the whole Kirar stuff we've been finding out about. I also had the theory that maybe the whole reason she wanted to kill Wilson in the first place, if they are related and Wilson's dragging her along to Japan, maybe there was somebody else in England or London or whatever that she wanted, like a fiancé. I was thinking that, like, all this, like, this whole trial seems a little overblown. Like, they keep explaining, like, oh, it's English people dying on Japanese soil. We can't let an Englishwoman take the fall for that, but this all seemed a little extreme, even for that. Like, the English really gonna be pissed at Japan because one of their Englishwomen killed one of their Englishmen? So I was thinking that maybe Brett was actually, like, a fiancé or something to, like, a much more important Englishman who would not take that sort of thing lying down. That would lead into, we catch her for the crime. The Englishman, her husband-to-be, perhaps, gets pissed and doesn't believe it. Thinks that it's all a farce, that we just murdered the Englishman, pinned it on the woman, doesn't believe it, and might want the government to, you know, do something about us, which leads us having to flee Japan to go to London, which, I mean, it works out. We kind of been doing a good job doing, like, defense attorney stuff. Now we have to hide out in England with, Kazuma, but I feel like all this is getting... I feel like my theories are getting slowly blown out of the water. Now I'm just finding myself wondering, like, what proves that someone could have just not... Maybe I'm misunderstanding the marks on the fork and the knife?
Take that!
Photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. It's interesting that the plate of steak that you can see in the victim's table. I think that Miss Brad has been eaten before the professor was killed. Yes. Go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Does this thing about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Oh, they're very clearly bite marks, and not like fork and knife cuts. Natural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel? A few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. And take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. Bite marks. See, they're clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Ah, oh! Huh? Looks like Miss Perez realized something. So, if the witness that she claims wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all!
Objection!
is your actual point? I also say right now, the whole, like...
Shut up!
I stopped paying attention because I wanted to talk. The whole, like, poison bottle thing really threw me for a loop. I thought for sure the whole thing with that was going to be like, no, you idiot, it wasn't the bottle that was poisoned, it was the glass that she stole. But no, got caught on that trap. Big bite. Big ol' bite indeed. This delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her. Shut up! Shut up, Shrimp! Shut up, Shrimp! Shrimp is a delicacy, she'll bite you next! Whatever you say, dear lady! As I said, everything must be leaving now. Tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. And again, the steak made me hungry for steak. Yeah, I bet. Steak. Of course. So I'll be over in the blink of an eye. As a shared, I'm about to put this Ricky in this place.
Shut up!
Just like... Right enough! The bird moves! Yeah, I love those traps. Ugh. The damn Ace Attorney traps. Please tell me Lightbulb also got caught on that. Please! Fair enough, you irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Of course! Dear lady! Smile, Miss Brett. We ruffled your feather. God damn it, Cosima. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Inosuke, you know where you're going with this. Yes, now at last it's all come together. Serious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. Most importantly, yes, that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Except that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. What exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything! Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Conclusive evidence? How you guys haven't heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. You'd be so sure. Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
Absurd! The trial has run several hours already, and you say that there's evidence yet to be brought forward? Bring on the real stake! There can't be! I don't believe you have it!
Objection!
I don't! There's someone who does have it! Someone in this very courtroom! Osanaga, get it right this time! If that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, we'll solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
Take that!
You brought up the wrong stake, idiot! The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosanaga. What? I have it. Yes, you're a crime scene thief. It's fine. Spirit mediums do it all the time. In the future, you'll do great. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I enjoy chopping my way through a good steak. As well as admitting to stealing Korikuda-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet! I'm a superior officer! You'll be lucky if you don't get dishonorably discharged. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put in the coin under, in fact, your own steak, huh? Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still! I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign general if she mind me handling her meal to hide something in it! In other words, the statement the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense! The plate was taken from the victim's table!
Objection!
If the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor does she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. It was like just such a thing would be in front of the entire British Empire! Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly! Surely you're not going to suggest the sergeant switched the two steaks over! Well... I blew it, didn't I? You did switch the plates?! Well, after it happened, the, bang! Wait a minute, I just realized that steak definitely has a lot less been out of it in this particular picture. When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked! So instead, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. Then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it! Decided to investigate my slab of meat, that be it! I began my marching orders! When the cadet he was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance! With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table! What?! You can't have! I never saw you do such a thing! It's called Operation Landing Boat! There's no time for strategic planning! It was do or die, I tell you! So yes! I did what had to be done! Unbelievable! However, fear not, Prosecutor-san! What now? I swear the brass buttons on my uniform, that is all I did, sir! Oh, you did? That's play, Sergeant!
Yes!
So if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate was on back to his own table. Oh. Oh, he didn't get them swapped. Hosonaga didn't have them swapped. The other dude swapped it for him. Damn it. Yes, that follows. Mr. Hosonaga? Yes. Early in this trial, you told the court this. That you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant. To preserve evidence, you had taken both. Ah. Oh! Rip that mask up! Rip that mask up! That's correct. And please present it to the court now. Plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
What can that possibly tell us now? I had a cold slab of tough meat, and there's a slightest bearing in the case.
Objection!
No, you're not really your way out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon. Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises proved such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who just say it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was the first thing the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what he saw, Miss Brett. Beside the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there's a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. Now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from Miss Brett. I'm still wondering why the plate was very clearly on Wilson's side when the picture was taken. I still don't believe that, like, she would just move the plate over to him if the thing was that burning hot. Let's not prolong this any further, Inspector. We will show the evidence to the court. It's on the beef-steak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir! Sorry for keeping you. Here's the other steak in its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. Now that looks a bit more proper. Bloodstain. clearly visible, look!
Yes!
I mean, there's wood. I mean, there's the wood holder underneath. That makes everything clear. Blood you can see on the side of the plate. Just in the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruto-san to have shot the victim. Ah! It can't be! In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. Everyone knows by now who that person is. Right! Miss Giselle Brett! It's you! What's the bird gonna do? Done by Japanese? Me? A Japanese schoolboy? No. No. No! Fly away! Fly away! Ah! Ah! It's the mother! Ah! Ah! Hallelujah! Ah! Bye! Seriously, I don't think keeping a living swan as a hat is, ethical. Or probably legal. Probably not very moral, too. You are one twisted lady. Please excuse my little outburst. Briefly lost my composure. As you do in court. When you're a dirty killer. This will become a behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett. I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth, this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using Kirar. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. But why kill him? Why kill him in the first place? He planned to kill the professor knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. His Kirar is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I'll place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dying alone. I guess she wears gloves so she'd be able to tank the burn. Leave immediately, however. Before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter. The fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. Of course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. No going back at that point. I concocted a plan at the spur of the moment. I planned to kill Dr. Wilson's murder and this innocent man. I happen to know the professor always carried a gun. Huh? I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Kirar in my handbag. And my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt? I was right. There were two guns. Yes. Why do you just have a pistol under your skirt, lady? Then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. I mean, I know it's 1900s. The place is dangerous. I feel like under your skirt is a bad place to hide a gun, though. That's why I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I would notice it. How would you set that up without anyone seeing? Everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I intended. Then, just as you bent down to pick it up... Bang! When you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because of course, I needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson before he picked up the gun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. You're going to jail, lady! Your Excellency. Yes? I wonder... might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. You can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. Just a small murder, nothing more. Nothing more. You know, just a little murder. We can have a little murder for fun. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be! Second Sylvierchii does not lose! Oh, trust me, you have a long history of losing ahead of you, buddy. Not to the likes of this rookie student! Better start getting used to tough opposition. Ah! Ryunosuke Naruhodo! What? Yes? This insult to the Ochi family name will never be forgotten! You've become conceited with age, Counsel, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Slice him! Slice him! It's the way of the world. May you never forget that! A thousand millennia may pass, but still the Aochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan! Ain't that the truth? Trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. By being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, present an excellent case. Thank you, Your Excellency! Use of evidence deduction to unravel the truth of the modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. The Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits. But what will it look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That's for the young to pursue. Asuma Asogi? Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to, and maybe, hopefully, be half as good at seeing things as Ryunosuke. Do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. Don't you never mind me! For you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? You, I sense... how can I put it? Unusual potential. Yeah, be good at seeing things! Like a burn mark on a dude's wrist! But I still kind of, like... I'm still kind of bothered by that, to be honest, because, like... dude got Kirard poisoned, so, like... he had to So his hands has to have fallen onto the plate. So the plate had to be right, I guess she just pushed it in front of him when he took the drink. Which, very bizarre, but I mean, I guess if no one else calls you out on it, then okay. It's like she had to put the plate in front of him before he fell over, because that's how the burn got on him. It's not like she set it up afterwards. Very bizarre. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onward. Thank you, Your Excellency! Time to deliver the final verdict. Hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Score is now adjourned. Not guilty. Flower petals! Wednesday, November, 2:46 p.m. Yeah, it's way too early for dinner, Iesanosa. Come on, man. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defense Antechamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. Hey, I found myself made through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke! Finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Could you have? I think really neither of you could have done this without each other, which, not great if he's going off to London to learn, I'm not. Where's the justification? Because there's gonna be a justification. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. Good job, you not law student. Good job being a defense lawyer after exactly no years of learning how to be a law student. You'll meet an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget! I defended myself, man! I think the bet's off! Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. Worked hard for that result too, you know. No, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research report, Miss Bretz, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to university and investigate. Father? Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikotoba... Ah, there you are! I believe congratulations are in order! Mikotoba, once again, sorry for accusing you in that one timeline that does not exist anymore. Oh, Hodo, you did an excellent job! Thank you, Professor! Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you! After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. President Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. I do not believe that's when you met Dr. Wilson. Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides... It's your turn, Asogi. Sorry about that alternate timeline business. Usual post-case banter, of course. We had to get the good post-case banter. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. Science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. Not thinking that's not a Great Britain, are you? Why would I not? Of course I am. Japanese man's katana is his soul. Where's my katana? This blade shows me where I need to go. It's not a compass. It cuts down anything that's in my way. England doesn't have tree... Does England have trees? England doesn't have that many trees that you need to cut down. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. You cut a man's hair piece off from across the room! Dangerous. That reminds me, what happened to the woman? The Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. We still don't even know why she went through the trouble of murdering that man. Ah, yes, her. Not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Well, she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. You will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai, huh? What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? I have consular jurisdiction. Huh? Naga. There was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. Let's congratulate. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then, who's going to bring her to justice? The British consular court will hear her case. We're far away where our voices can't be heard. Why a consular court? Oh no, not legal principles! Damn jurisdiction laws! Even the 1900s! Professor, I simply don't understand. If that consular courts were a thing of the past now, we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. So long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments. They can't invoke a consular court just like that! Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. Must Brett be held accountable for her actions here in Japan? I'm afraid that for the young student. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There's never any danger of comeuppance for her. What, so she killed the dude just because? Just to say she could? What? Believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case as a foreign student committing murder very seriously. It's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. New era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, territorial rights under a different name. Damn you! The territorial rights. The greatest adversary of Ace Attorney players. That woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think there's enough seriousness for now. Anyway, let's all celebrate. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. Professor. You're right. There's no time for gloomy faces. True killer's probably going to get off scot-free. It's fine. Let's get a drink. We should be celebrating Rio's case not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. Anyway, in that case, might I suggest La Carnival? If they did say the place is still open for business. As a head waiter, I should be delayed to provide you with ample food and drink. You're not a waiter! You're Detective Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Time for burgers. I mean ramen! Ramen! We're gonna get a nice, delicious beef ramen at La Carnival. Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course! The Carnival's food is second to none. Or steak. I'm sure Maya would eat steak if there was a good stand that sold steak. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruto-san's release. Oh yes, thank you. We do paperwork for his release? Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose it means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Gotta sell steak. Ah! Asuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just want to say thanks again, that's all. You always saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills make the difference, though. But yeah, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I can't notice that there's a burn mark on a dude's wrist. I'm not so sure about that. Eh? To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I kinda didn't do the best job being a defense lawyer. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. It's almost like it's in the blood or something. What? Come on, be serious. Maybe I have a bright future as a prosecutor attorney. I helped you today. It was only right at the very start of the trial. You have a natural talent for it. Being a defense lawyer, I mean. No, not me. All that tense verbal combat? Never gonna go through that ever again. You're in for a long life, Ryunosuke. I just did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. You know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. Believe? Believe what? The defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. He must keep a smile on his face until the bitter end. You believed in me when I said I didn't do it? I'm human, just like you. I'll have some superhuman ability to know the truth. You have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. Being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. If you look at today's trial, I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience. You never stop believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and again. You never stop looking for the truth. Must have a assistant with special abilities. I mean, true. Special abilities and some sticky fingers. Very important parts of being an assistant. In the end, you found it. For your own efforts because you never stop believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Inosuke. Well, a favor, really. Something very important to me. I'm serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? You never also did find out, like, about, Hosanaga's little injury. I guess it really was just an on-the-job thing that's not really important. Oh, Inspector Hosanaga! I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. You should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. You're saying toward a Great Britain, don't forget! Ah yes, that too. I guess I don't have to cancel now that you've been found innocent. Cool. My very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba. Sato-san. What the? Like this is my assistant. Hosanaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still! He screwed up the stakes! Let's just go and ignore him. It's because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. More importantly, Asuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. We've cleared the first case! Defense debut! It only took a combined total of like 6 hours! So 2, the adventure of the unbreakable speckled band. Move on! Next case! Maybe someday I'll go back to the first... The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. At some point I'll go back to the first case to, either...
In the corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Sholmes.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Worst type of bands. They're not fashionable. It only took 6 hours. As if that isn't true as fuck now.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery.
Locked room mystery.
In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. An in-cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
That was Naga?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Sherlock Sholmes. Ugh, my head's throbbing. What's going on? Is that right? Trouble in the air. Were we in the cabin? Wait, I can't move. You were in the cabin? Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? Are you just gonna get accused of every murder? Wake up now. Oh, with the other Russian. We had to drag you out the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You're a true cold-blooded man. You found me then? Ah, we found you. And now you pay. Criminal! How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Ugh, sorry? Now you have been found. It's time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Why'd you do it? Why'd you take his life? Boy, Ryunosuke gets 2 murder charges! He's just gonna rival Maya by the end of the series in murder charges. Like, Maya gets a concerning amount of murder charges. What's Ryunosuke gonna get? Why'd you do it? Why'd you take his life? It's Susato! Wait, what did you just say? Spoilers, but yes! You're gonna get accused of every crime? He's not a defense lawyer, he's a perpetual suspect. That is a joke. We'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. What did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! But you do not know? You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. What? Kazuma's dead? Excuse? You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Masama's body was discovered not long ago. What? Here, in this very cabin. Bolted shut from the inside. He's Miya? What? No way. In this very cabin was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. There's no way, because the handwriting... Because he wrote something in Russian. Kazuma wouldn't know Russian. These handcuffs. Sure you don't think I... He's our Miya surprise! There's no way. No way, there's gotta be some trick to this. I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No! No! That's not... just 2 short weeks ago. You sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? There's something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. Maybe that Russian crew managed to toss your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die. What? Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Why are we stowing away in his trunk? Can he not just be like, yes, this is my dear friend, an actual defense lawyer, proven in court. He's with me now. You must be even less of a man than you look. Wow, buddy! Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. If you can find yourselves in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I have the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. I want to know is why we need to keep it a secret from the young lady. Our faithful judicial system, Kodoba, you mean? Nah, I got stowaway instead. You know, forget the proper channels, forget about properly immigrating, forget about legal nonsense. We got stowaway if we want to learn the law with our best friend. From your close friend, more to the point, sure we can confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew about what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. I don't know they can be guilty by association here. It's the best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. Won't be for long. The only way. And anyway, compared to hanging inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes! Well, if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason, I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? I can stick over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. Oh no! We've been at sea for about 15 days. How could this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at Dexport. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer! No, I'm not a murderer! Ah, you said before. You say you admit everything about your crimes. Excuse? No, that's not right! I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but... murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Sano-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. There's something I would like to ask of you two. Ugh, eyes. Looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. All I can do is try to find out what really happened. Cosmo's dead. You're really expecting to buy that? I haven't even seen the body properly yet. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? These handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? We found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt in the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Let's put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. But do you have some other explanation? Damn locked room mysteries. It's impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Lisa Sao-san, you have to tell me! Cause of death is still undetermined. I don't know how he died? Just doctors examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis in. Of course he has no post-mortem blah 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 blah. Of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until the expert has been consulted at our next port of call. We gotta have another expert to come in and tell us that he totally got shot and not poisoned to death. Presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then? That's true, yes. Can we tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please! Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I've every day for so far on this voyage. This morning he did not come. I sensed that he wouldn't. That mean he was already dead when Susao-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? Not, but there was no reply. I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... Oh. There was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. I mean, I need to see his face first. White tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe. It's all very hard to believe for me too. Trust me. I've told you everything that I know. It's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. I feel throbbing like anything. Last night? Not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is... I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat just like he always did. And I got myself into that wardrobe over there. like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. Sleeping pills in the food, perhaps? So deeply he didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. Now it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do. What's the truth? Please move me up, and perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, head's still throbbing like anything. Really. Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Sao-san, you have to believe me! I didn't do it! I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else that could possibly have done this. You really decided to just stow away on the ship instead of being remotely legal about this? Why are you not on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes! I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shoved in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. How could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. She asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. But why do you want this? What's the real reason? I go to 6 extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you. An idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. Gotta be hell in the back to sleep in cabinet. Gotta be hell in the back to sleep in the cabinet for weeks. Oh, I bet. Damn, Ryunosuke. At least he's on a chair? What exactly is he being contained to? Doesn't seem like he can really get up and move around. He's clearly handcuffed, but he's gotta be contained to something else. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that. I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London's at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. On a personal level, if you're to become a lawyer, then... Then what? Nothing. Get it. Kazuma-sama he's always saying the same thing. He wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. Something's still bothering me a little. Well, look in his eyes then. It's darker than I've ever seen it before. Something else going on. Sao-san, sorry we kept it a secret from you. By stowing away on the ship, I mean. Now Kazuma-sama, he says he was trying to protect me, avoid me becoming guilty by association. But he's predictable too. That's exactly right, yes! We're perfect, in fact. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this! Don't try to go anywhere! You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. You can't allow that to happen. Sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. Now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No! I can't allow that to happen! Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life. how and why they did it. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Yeah! That was a suicidal takedown. Suicidal takedown! Hell yeah. Suicidal what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. What is this fancy martial arts that leaves me upside down? So I prove it? Yes, you're innocent. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... You've forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah! I see! He's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susasan to believe me. I'll show some evidence right now to prove I'm not guilty of this awful crime. We'll stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, so I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Keep out! It's the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I'm really working hard to make it. I'll never forget how Cosmo reacted. You expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Well, sure people will get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. You see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Well, it wasn't proper glue, of course. We didn't have any of that with us. I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. There's rice on the ship? To a story like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread as thinly as I possibly could. I couldn't bear waste any. I couldn't bear waste any food! That's why I ate the steak! Right? Anyway. Ah, the symbol of Yume University! We should wear this pin with pride. Funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like the spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although it does cause problems. All the students end up cutting their fingers on the badges. What's the idea of one of the founders? A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something? And finally, what is this number on the pin? Press the student numbers engraved on the back here. You lose your pin, they won't accept you as a Yume student at the university. You may not come in, they say. Oh my god. I've actually noticed that people are stuck with rice. Did you guys get into a big discussion about, like, where they got the glue? I guess you could just use rice as glue? I'm looking it up now. I need to see for sure. Rice glue is a gel or liquid adhesive made of a smooth mush. Well, I don't think so, just never looked at it. Rice glue is a gel or liquid adhesive made of a smooth mush of well-cooked white rice diluted to the desired thickness with water. Been used since antiquity for various arts and crafts. For instance, is the woodworking and paper glue. When dry, it's transparent. Okay. So I guess if you ever need some glue, just get some rice. Because if you get a new pin, maybe you just tell them your number. I actually lost mine twice already. You no skate! I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere. Then I forget not to forget that. Oh my god, Ryosuke. You poor child. Anyway, clearly this pin proves I did not kill Kazuma.
Yes!
Alright then, how about that? You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that. I will take you down again. I will make you more upside down. I better try to come up with something more convincing. Otherwise, I get a feeling she'll throw me on the floor all over again. Wait, you're looking at me. I think perhaps I didn't throw you hard enough. I must throw you more. No, it's definitely hard enough. Let me show you something else. I think it's Susasan, believe me. Sure. I mean, it was either the pen or the paper seal. It was a 50-50 shot. Come on.
Yes!
Gonna need some glue, just use rice. Sounds like a joke we would make with rack! Ah! We're gonna dip him in rice and then we're gonna mush up the rice and it'll be stuck in the glue. Oh man. That's an idea for something. I don't know what yet, for something. I mean, when I was discovering the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. Thought so. Cosmo always puts it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. Naturally, he did the same last day as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. If I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. I mean, this is already a locker room mystery. Why not add another locker room mystery on top of it? Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's possible that I killed Kazuma. No, you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor. I see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Sao-san. Can I finally get off the floor now? Can I finally stop being upside down on the floor now? Do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! You finally believe me? Sorry, no. What? Not sure yet. Can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back into play. You used magic! If you couldn't have put it back on by yourself, maybe you did it with magic! That old 1900s black magic. Hardware rack is stuck on a wall. Like with senior pranks, except with rice instead of duct tape. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds like a good one. What do you think I am, a magician? That's for way later. Now I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Sao-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Asuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Finally, investigation. We were talking to you about everything, yeah. We already took care of all that. Let's get out of here. I mean, handcuffs in our house arrest by the crew. Not to mention Susao-san's constant glares. I think it's fair to say that I'm stuck in this cabin, for the time being at least. I should focus on investigating here to see what I can find out. May I show you my pin now? Susao-san, about this... Sorry, Naruhodo-san. We don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues. But I need to shove my pin in everyone's faces! She looks serious. Really quite deadly serious. That's for way later, I heard that. Yeah. Hey, you there! Let's just see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me? What? I was wondering how it's going. Investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. Doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. I have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet, of course not. Now back to corner room and make silent. Humph. I say no more to you. Harumph. Did he have nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susao-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I don't know, I've never investigated a crime scene before. There are fancy camera angles. The future Ace Attorney games, where you can look at a crime scene from different angles. Make sure you're careful to look all around using the D-pad buttons. I inherited Kazuma's ability to transmit buttons into your mind, Naruhodo-san. Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. I wasn't even done investigating this corner! Yes, let's do that! Plus, my field of vision has been rather small until now. Alright, we're doing this. Now, this is more like the older games where, like, occasionally you'd have, like, one scene, but it's, like, in, two halves sort of thing going on. Anyway, let's look around. Look at this disgusting lamp. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. The lamp is out of place. I want it gone. We don't need this lamp. Seige, Japanese word for justice. Brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. But can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? No, you still away on the ship? Not going to bring that up, are you? Can't win. You're kind of a criminal. You're not supposed to win anymore. Table! Nothing on this table at all. Plain colorly all over the floor for some reason. Yeah, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? It's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. It's almost like I was drugged or something. But that's inconceivable. I've never heard of someone eating or drinking food or drink and getting poisoned or drugged in some way. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No! What in the world is that on the floor? That's my dinner from last night. Roast chicken. It was really tasty. That doesn't seem like the best looking roast chicken. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But do we on the floor here? I'm not dog Sasao-san. I ate at the table, of course. Raise the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. He didn't touch it. It meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean what Kazuma-sama said his last day on this earth with an empty belly? Just too horrible. Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Can't believe it. He died! He died with an empty stomach! Oh. That poor bastard who would go through an entire night not eating! Anyway. What's that falling over in the shelf? Look! They're all toppled the same way. What's this? Statue of some god of the sea? At least fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. And everything moaned out at once. I wonder indeed, who would ever do something as stupid as just go for hours and hours and hours on end without eating and have a stupid reason like I'm bored or something. Who would ever be like, eating? Shh, boring. That's the most incomprehensible thing to me, honestly. Like, you're bored? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? Kazuma's sword knocked out all these books! I seriously doubt it. Perhaps it was you, Naruto-san? In a fit of rage? boring. I don't get. Yeah, you know, lazy slightly get. I mean, he already made the thing. If he already made the food, then like, I can understand not wanting to finish it. If it doesn't like taste, if it doesn't like really. But like, to go hours and hours of just not eating because you're bored. Jesus. Someone save that lamb from themselves. Someone go make him, like, different food. Want to see if he gets bored with different food. Or he just eats the same exact thing every single day. The only possible explanation, even that doesn't sound very good. Don't bother leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Wait, these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, just set everything straight again. Don't like to see a mess. That's tampering with the crime scene! How do you even know how the books were arranged? What's on that sign? Warning! These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Bureau. Essentially a list of requests from the captains of all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. No weapons or pets? Cosmo's breaking every rule. The pointed stare. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I mean, Cosmo has a sword with him all the time, so clearly Ryunosuke is the pet. I can't decide. One thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Let's face it, Ryunosuke is 100% the pet. Kazuma's pet defense lawyer. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. This is the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? See what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Yeah! Ah! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed from this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. He's dead, but you can't go reading his diary. That's just sick and wrong. What if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? I'll do another takedown on you again. Alright! I'll read it! Well, Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. In this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Privacy does not trump... Privacy does not... Wait. The need for clues does not trump privacy! Take down first. No questions. Never any questions. Is there anything else in the wardrobe? Do you at least have a pillow in there, Kazuma? Not Kazuma, Ryunosuke. I'm saying his name too much. Some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. But yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. Look, this is how... Look, sometimes you gotta face hardship, like... staying in a wardrobe for like 2 whole weeks straight, basically never coming out. This is how we harden you up for things like getting hit by a car and falling off a bridge. And all that good stuff. Maybe not you, but, you know, your ancestors will feel that training. In their heart, in their bones, in their soul, and in the hospital. All the hospital visits. Last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator, hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? do you mean? Well, this ventilator, that's the way it is. Looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. If its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Vessels that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough. Or something like that. I suppose, maybe that's it. But there was a vent. People always are climbing through vents. Look in there! We need to find John McClane! This is, yes, spell cord contraption, I think. Spell cord contraption. What do you mean contraption? I read about in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Dot 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 dot. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Obviously! Ring ring. The bell is ringing! I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. Damn. No, it's just everyone's busy, that's all. What else is there to look at? My first home in the ship. Very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes! It carries a lot of memories for me. The way I got thrown onto the boat. Training for future generations. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. It was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized this foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I started over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here! Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. It sounds romantic? Well, less painful than a suicidal takedown! Look! I get stuck in a traveling case and tossed around any day of the week, then get thrown by you again, lady. Oh. Alright, I think I'm starting to run out of, like, funny little things to look at. I suppose it's on to actually investigating the scene. Bummer. Sword! That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. Never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. It's against the rules! I mean, I guess if he was already breaking one rule, why not just go ahead and, you know, fight to break the other one? Well, that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. Not ready to let his spirit go just yet. I will take the sword. I will use the sword in his place. Fall that on the ground. What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware. The other thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. Glass is such a beautiful color. It's like a cute little Mitsuki fastener with a kimono outfit. And I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? The mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It's sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Brick. You mean blood? Or tea? Or... I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Bizarre. Anyway. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. Must have knocked the ink pop from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. Almost unbearable to imagine. It's almost unbearable to imagine that Japanese man would write his last words in Russian. Suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, wasn't he? So, I'm trying to think, because there's two possibilities. Either the dying message was faked by the real killer, which, you know, totally unheard of for the series. Or, obviously, the victim was not Cosmo, was probably a Russian man. Sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't know, I'm still very much of the opinion that this isn't actually Cosmo that died, but that makes me wonder, where the hell is he absconded to? I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. That would never happen. There would never be a fake dying message in Ace Attorney. Unheard of. It's not like it's been written on books, or misspelled, or like incomprehensible. Fake evidence? Never. Never ever. What language is it? Pains me to admit it, but I don't know. Not foreign script I'm familiar with. Was it me, I wonder? What? What? Who's that? Wasn't there a minute ago? Where did you come from? As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... You know this man too, have you? No idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. Tall! It's suspiciously tall! Oh, son, don't tell me. You really not know who that is? Sir, excuse me. I think that's also tampering with the evidence, but, like, you know, as long as you don't tell anyone else about all the tampering with evidence we've done. I mean, she's done, really. She's the one who set all the books back up. We won't tell anyone about what you're doing. Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. Nothing very unusual about him. He's investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, you really must talk with him. You met him before. I just imagining it. Just sound like almost uncontrollably excited. By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press X at people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get this suspiciously tall gentleman in my safe and see what he has to say for himself. Suspiciously tall. Oh, please do. Let's make 100% sure. Absolutely nothing else to see in here. We can ignore this dude for now. We can ignore the dude as long as there is stuff to see. I don't think there is anything else to see, though. Fine, we'll talk to him. Sir! Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation. Sir? On the desk like that? We should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! What exactly were you doing in Cosmo's desk just now? Don't flaunt the fact that you can wear your goggles, buddy! Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse? Sorry? What? Now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? Pipe! Lucky pipe. How the deuce did I know, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, my dear Not Watson. Hardly worth explaining. You perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madame. For example, You have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary! Merciless revolutionaries? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower! 16... Excuse me, I always have 17 victims for every game. Please. And when the Barabon occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too! Yes! I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Welp. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name! Sir! I haven't seen one person who fits the bill! All I want is for the case later in the series that is literally a Russian assassin with 16 victims. That's all I want from this game now. It's true. It was you who did this to cause my son. Susanoo! What? And you're planning a revolution too! Susanoo! Shameful behavior now, son. Absolutely wicked! I must take you down now! Now listen! No way! Hiya! Now explain yourself! Tell me everything! This is ridiculous! You get it. What'd you do? Base sake, open your eyes! I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously! Oh, forgive me. Forgive me for throwing you for like the 4th time today. And that's for you! That's for you! What detection was that? You should say the first thing that came to your head! Ah, but was I not right? No! Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicament. Do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see! What do you make of that? Well, to be honest... Ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right! I demand to see your past work, sir! I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. It's Lamp. Yes, it's Lamp. They make bad assumptions. And then they're like, I'm right! It's predictable! I'm none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Sholmes! Just because that damn stopped lamp is right twice a day doesn't mean he's a great detective. So it's really you, the actual Sherlock Sholmes. The very same, the inimitable, actual Sherlock Sholmes. Oh yeah, Sherlock Sholmes. You know this fancy South, son? The most famous detective in the world? Oh, son, of course I do. Nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? I was asking what he's deduced. Sherlock Sholmes! No copyright! Don't kill a Sherlock Holmes estate! What was it that was like the exact problem with like using Sherlock Holmes' like actual name? We talked about this like a long while back, like in Toontown, I think it was. Then about like how you need to use a very specific version of Sherlock Holmes if you want to actually call him Sherlock Holmes. Like you can't have like a goofy version of Sherlock Holmes and call him Sherlock Holmes. It needs to be like the brooding, angsty, analytical type, which is why like the Benedict Cumberbatch movies and the Super Who Sherlock were able to get away with using the name. They super picky on the representation. Yeah. Yep. Even though the damn thing should be in the public domain by now, shouldn't it? Damn Disney. It's all Disney's fault. Well, it will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? I feel uneasy about this. But what the hell were you looking at? Disney's fault for real? For real? I mean, really everything can be pinned down to Disney in some way, shape, or form, but this is the most overt example of Disney. We started talking, you were examining Cosmo's desk, weren't you? Cosmo? Ah yes, the victim! Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? For a moment, the desktop of the victim. See that the victim was engaged in penning some text. In the diary, Cosmo's keeping notes of the trip. Oh, so when I go look at the diary, I get tossed on the ground, but when you look at the diary, sounds like, he's so cool. Damn. But I don't think you should read his private writings. He'll upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Read it for me then. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what Susato takedown is. Now-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? You fucking... Life is so unfair. We really are a real defense lawyer now. We get shit on for things that other people can do without repercussion. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray, be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. Smattering, dear boy, a smattering! Sayonara, bonsai, mikado! Nadonado! I trust you're suitably impressed. Huh? This diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none! Ah! What was all that showing off about before, then? You have to show me. I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm disappointed in you, Susato. Damn you! I'm much obliged, my dear madam! Well, entry here in Cosmo-sama's diary just... First reads, 3:03 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. Whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray go on. Second sentence reads, 3:05 a.m. Looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Is it gonna actually be a snack? Speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. Ventilator grill, you say? That was presumably referring... the lattice there on the wall, which connects to this adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Cosmo's diary entered the court record. Diary Cosmo was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entry made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. It may or may not be a snack. Now look at this now! Oh, this is all I can see, damn it. You literally already read it all out to me! I feel like you could have just put this in the description, but whatever. So, oh great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Sholmes! No copyright! I see. You're... German? Herlock, was it? Oh no, I have no her. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Shoals. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rance Magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. Never miss an issue, and it's sent from England especially. Why are you getting mail from England? Yes, here it is. Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am! You've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor little fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer reports my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer? Do you? Is your biographer also late? Are you also a little too young to have a biographer? He's not your sword, but you gonna pick up that sword? Do you have a deaf child? These are all things I need to know now. There's not a person in the world who hasn't heard of this famous great detective. That person except me, apparently. Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson. Presently keeping shop in London. I don't know why I didn't make that connection before. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, to me is a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. Science? Really? Astute observer knows even the most subtle of reactions in his subjects. Furtive glance, a twitch of the muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, frozen skin. All these things are data. Right. The trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. You look me in the eye and claim that. You see, Mr. Russian from Afghanistan, I returned both for observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Okay. Did you do anything about this particular case yet? I managed to do anything. My dear fellow, I've solved it, clearly. Well, you're supposed to discover the culprit in his most cunning hiding place. That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see. In other words, you're the reason I'm restrained like this. Motherfucker. And it's now because of him. I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning. Summoned all of his crew members to force the cabin door open. Then I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes! Luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board. The handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Really? Two facts, you say? I'm wondering if there's going... That made me think just now. I'm wondering if we're going to get any sort of, like, extra mechanic, like the Magatama or Apollo's bracelet they'll like during investigations. So, two facts? Shows, tell us, please! What two facts were apparent to you when you came to this cabin this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let's be precise. Two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. But what were they? Allow me to elucidate. Two facts I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit outside of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Come on, Mr. Schultz, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Yes, Russian. I totally get that. That's a Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? In the final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. Will this young man rush? Kazuma, this rush was... Great! Initially considered... Gardarov may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Guard, perhaps. Is that... That wouldn't be a... Look at the name real quick. Now I see a whole bunch of Robert Guards on Google, but nothing looks particularly relevant to anything like Sherlock Holmes. Be interested in thoroughness, I suspect it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. We find Mr. Naruto sleeping soundly. Quite so! I found you! The renowned Russian revolutionary killer! Not gonna give up on this. I hope he just calls us the Russian revolutionary killer for the entire game. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. We really just both wore a student uniform overseas to Britain, huh? If my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Excuse? Our school uniform is the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message. I may analyze it for possible hidden details. No. That fully does look like Kazuma. I was expecting there to be... Holding on to hope. I'm holding on to this weird hope. Maybe there's like a scar in his left cheek or something. He's just... I mean, doppelgangers are not that absurd an idea. Like, obviously, the magical sense. But I mean, sometimes there's just cases of people who just look suspiciously similar to other people. Maybe it's a doppelganger. Maybe, like, his left cheek has, like, a defining trait. I don't know. I just can't buy that Kazuma's already dead. Very least, I mean, I said it before, him being a fake guy and having written the dying message was only one possibility. The other one was that the message was just faked. I don't know, maybe the first time Ace Attorney is indulged in making a fake dying message and making the culprit right in the victim's hand. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. The first time I've actually seen him like this. Oh, great, Mr. Naruto. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll grab the crime scene. Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink. We're only taking this guy's word on that being the Russian word for wardrobe is the thing. Considering how all the other stuff he's gotten wrong so far. You've been written the victim's final moments. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? Now, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Certainly if it interests you. I'm not Russian. I don't speak Russian. Your deduction just now? Can we talk about your deduction before? I think you can clue about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary assassin of 16 part. Ah yes, the more sordid details. The very commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Revolutionary villain Bushra, please Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. What was Cosmo Russian? I think Mr. Sholmes concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bushra. No, how can he be? How look anything like this man? Just look at his face! Look at that schnoz! Look at that amazing beard! You think this baby face can grow a beard like that? Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your peers as well! Sir! Please. And might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say, I did stow away, that must be true. That's because I'm a stowaway. That's totally right. Yeah, I just used magic or something to change my face. They caught me red-handed, 16 people dead, and with Cosma that makes 17. Much like a coffee lover, I always leave 17 victims in my wake before every case. What are the other details? 16 victims of assassination blowing up the Crystal Tower. Ah yes, the journals clearly interviewed the man printed all those particulars in the article. But these are the man's perpetrators thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary bush-up was included. There could be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? What about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated in the article. Warship has recently returned after appearance in first activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. What even is it anyway? The Afghanistan place. Yeah, take the benefit for yourself. The little memento of this great deduction. Now that I've caught you red-handed, here you go, you can just have the newspaper evidence. I mean, if the last case taught us anything, we were totally fine with just giving the evidence over to suspected criminals and letting them do what they please with it. Damn it, Hosanaga! This is why you got no credit for all your hard work before. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages. I see no rubbish bin nearby. Article Revolutionary. Article on front page of a Russian newspaper. Headline reads, Russian villain... Revolutionary villain Borshchev flees Russia via Shanghai. Is the first name supposed to be a play on villain? I don't know, I mentioned it before, but, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, all the, little wordplay in this game, but, like, so far the only... Like, I don't know if the, usual Ace Attorney localization writing wordplay really comes into effect in this game, since... it's definitely a different process, considering that they, wrote the names as, like, Ryunosuke Naruhodo and the like. The only thing I can see so far from the first case is Iesa Nosa. Makes me think the phrase is yes sir, no sir. That's really about it. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. In the back? Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you. You may need something to interpret. I'll read it in Russian. I didn't hope to read it. I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Hint hint. Hint 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 hint. Hint hint. Hint. Hint hint. Hint. Yeah, some are, some are, some not. I mean, that's the way it goes with Ace Attorney in the first place, so... Sometimes you get dead simple ones like Dead Man. Other times you get stuff like Nayuta Sadmadi. I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. I really do wonder if there... I have to wonder, I really do wonder if there's a family out there. A man family out there who would ever name their kid Did, or whatever, with that exact same spelling. Ah, do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's reigns in his diary have piqued my interest. Of all the posing he does. That was for an investigation, I believe. If I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold! Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. I think perhaps we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? I'm glad that your wish should reveal the answer. Oh, please. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No? No point trying to turn it into a question. No one to say I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I had no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What? That was the heavy implication, man! You must be joking! You just said it only a moment ago! Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I have no cause to say such a thing. I don't think I can go that far up the log. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that. Quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. What, were you looking at my knees before? What a great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then, this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you're the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly! Roll over and accept your fate! I was just being plain rude. Sir! Off he goes, and he just laughed in my face. Sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Oh, son, what are you standing there for? Let's go investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? We'll make us. Yep! That's what some of his dying moments struggling to leave a clue. You're willing to give up just because you're contained by handcuffs? Bah! You're going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Do we? We're gonna examine what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me. There are still things I can do to help myself. I owe it to Cosmo to do everything I can to find a way out of this. Bring the real culprit to justice. Is there anything else to see here? That so-called detective, I'm even more sick inside this cabin than I was before. For the time being, I suppose I'll just have to focus my efforts on investigating here. One more headband blowing in the wind. That's me. That's the face of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. Why are you floundering? It's a sorry sight. Allow me over some assistance. Wait, why are you? Are you still here? What? I on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, he told us that before. It reveals also those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale! We're all dead. We're all going to be dead before the end of the next game. No. My goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? Which was obvious, of course. He despises his beard to that degree he'd only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Int. Hello? Ballerina? This is interesting. We found something relevant, Naruto-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. Can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. This is about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? Suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. I was everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. About the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Nova Fish Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She was, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why was your name so hard to remember? He has a woman's costume which you found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. Quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money. Palsan's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. She wants to take the tiara. She wants the rubles. She really is going to be our next Maya, isn't she? Just one who's way more willing to throw us around. Tiara is the property of the Nova Beach Ballet. It seems the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. It requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? That seems to be the Russian thing to do. Wow. I'm willing to dignify that with responsiveness to Naruto. Casual racism? Casual anti-Russian sentiments? At least renowned prima ballerina Nova Beach Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Damn. First we found out that Ryunosuke Naruto steals soap from the public baths. Now we find out that he's just going to make any slanderous remarks about Russians he wants. And that he may or may not have murdered 16 people and shaved his beard. It was a nice beard, damn it! Oof, alright. Can talk to you again, I guess. That's really all I can do, though. Sir, let me out! Excuse me. What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor? Would you mind if I investigate a little outside? But the totally Japanese people do not make jokes. That's not true, I see. You already went through this. Sorry? Criminal asking prison guard to help him escape. Very funny. We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. Nyeh! You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it's up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You say! Alright. I'm trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. Damn you! Wait, how long have I been able to look at the door? Not for helping the crewman force the door open. The bolt had been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. So with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. I wonder if everyone suspects me. You included. Thanks, buddy. Glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember we were into the detective model, but we're using needle and a thread to draw a bolt cross from the room. Draw a bolt cross from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, it's a clever trick, isn't it? I haven't read detective stories myself. The door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There'll be no possibility of using a needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all down my spine. Oh, look over there! When do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he? Egan. That's what I thought. Why don't we try talking to him? Only because I'm likely to get yelled at again. I suppose I could try. Sir. What? What's wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh, no. That crewman standing by the door. I can't feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir! Yes, what can I do for you? I knew it! Are you gonna be our gumshoe for the game? I just realized we still need a detective type. Are you our gumshoe? Recognize that face? But that can't be. Yep, still coughing up blood. It is! I didn't know you were Inspector Hosonaga. Instead of a kind of dirty trench coat, you just always have a new outfit in every case. I'm down for that. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. Heart stopped. Nearly stopped. Hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. Naka's always around the corner. Please tell me he is our gumshoe. I'd be down for that. Anything I could do to help you, please ask. I'm surprised to see this man on board. I'm surprised he can help me out of this whole situation. Naga! I want to investigate! Maybe we came to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. Didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not! We'd like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed... Wait. Yes, we need to be allowed out of this cabin! Sorry. What? We can deem a risk to the ship's safety. We move to even touch the handle of the cabin door. Probably look at him and they would surely snap your neck in two. Jesus. Oh, I'm not just a stowaway now. I think I'm a murderer as well. It'd be possible. Need something to work with, do you think? Going to need something persuasive. I mean... I have a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example. I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... Maybe a way. What? Really? You really tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. You're saying me with a piece of evidence that you've already had your person. I need to shove my pen in people's faces. That's right, and do it with Sherlock. Sherlock, damn it. Evidence? It's the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Please list the present panel. Choose some evidence. Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I may know what we can use. I think he presents the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. I didn't show him my pen. I'm a fake Ace Attorney player. Special orders? What are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? So sorry. It's all my fault. Full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Minister of Justice Jigoku, who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. He entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san would reach Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that even be a possibility? Not sure. The complicated times, tensions between the world's greatest powers. Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible! I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we can give Asogi-san visible security escort. That's why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board. From morning until night, every day. Never imagined what happened here, inside his own cabin. Here on the first-class deck. Failed miserably my assignment. Asogi-san is dead as a result. Disgrace! All I can do is humbly apologize. Hector. If there's anything at all that I can do to help now, say the word. Alright, you want what you can do to help? You can look at this pin! Hector, can I show you this? What the? It's a Fable Imperial Yume University pin badge! I'm not sure if it's really Fable exactly, but... So, you're a genuine student then. Sorry? You're like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Yes! Can I have my badge back, please? Keep out! This is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe doors this morning, wasn't it? Great! Try to stop the cabin steward opening it up, discovering me. It would have been better if you write in English if you didn't know Russian. Maybe, but food and paper amulets are part of our culture, Inspector. I thought if I made it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to look inside. Isn't it easy being a stowaway? It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it? Would you like to look at Cosmo's diary? That. Cosmo's diary! Oh wait, shit, this is the thing I need to present. Damn it! He died. Cosmo-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? But wait. Well, it looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Speckled band. That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what you meant by that. What I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? Very astute, Inspector. The ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right! We can investigate in there. We might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. Can't leave this cabin at the moment. Stuck here until we arrive at the next port. Captain's given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I can't remove those handcuffs, so... But, what about the captain? Are you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. For all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. It's like a move we can leave this cabin at last! At long last! Forget handcuffs, forget house arrest, we're just getting out. Alright, let's see what we can find out. Before we leave, take a look at this photo. Look at this graph! Have you seen this photograph yet, Inspector? Here, you all right, Inspector? Yes, sorry. Fine. I had my hands set with a fit of coughing and spluttering. Usually very good with... I had my upset with a fit of coughing and spluttering. Usually very good at it. Trying to settle my feelings seems to have settled my cough this time. Sad. Asogi-san was such a promising young man, and I had such high hopes for him. I had such high hopes for him, even though I'm just a detective. I'm going to miss you, Kazuma. Look at this newspaper. Can you read Russian, sir? Can I show you this newspaper, Inspector? Sorry, but I can't read Russian very well. Damn it. Oh no, that's alright. I know what it says. You just want to point out your university level linguistic talents, is that it? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Sorry, forget I mentioned it. Look at this other article. Is she this newspaper inspector? Same thing. Alright. Well, as per my usual Friday mornings, Friday afternoons, I'm going to be calling you for today because it's getting time for me to take care of some IRL stuff. We finished the first case! That's progress, baby! Going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you for stopping by, Jake. It's always nice to see people stop by. Let me go ahead and see what we have for a rate target. Lucy finished the longest fuck case 1, now longest fuck case 2. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. I already know who I'm going to raid. The one I don't think I've actually raided her yet. We are going to go see one of Lamb's moth friends, Mariposa Minako. I will resist my growling stomach. Seriously, I also need to go eat after this. I'm gonna go feast on some, lunch. I'm going to get myself something for lunch. Thanks again, everybody, for stopping by. Let's go see Mari. Next time on The Great Ace Attorney, we will get to investigate the next door cabin and solve the case of the may or may not be dead best. I still don't believe it. I just can't believe it, but looking grim. I don't like that. We'll find out. I'm gonna go eat. I'm not gonna be a lamp. Thanks everybody for stopping by. See you on the next stream. See you then.